So many people have been debating if they should use AI generators like ChatGPT or Jarvis or whatever, or even the newly released Bard, and should they be using that to create content? The answer to that is it depends, because Google's latest guidelines, and this is something that's worth looking into, and I have a link to that in the descriptions, say that, even though they're not entirely against generating AI content, the fact is that if it's generated for ranking, or if it's generated with the intent to rank, then they have a problem with it. Now, before I get into what this really means and dig into how you can use this maybe to your advantage, and how I've been using this on one of my websites, not one of my client websites, but how I've been using this on one of my own websites to rank it. And this is before Google's guidelines came out, but I was just using common sense. But before I do, I want you guys to like and subscribe. There's a link in the description that will take you to a Google Sheets. Fill out the form. Let me know if someone needs a consultant to consult with you. If you need someone to do your SEO, just fill out the form and I will get in touch with you. The way this works is that Google has said this for a while now, that they don't mind you using AI generated content. They don't mind you using AI generators to generate content, so as long as the content is positive, it's original, and it doesn't infringe upon anyone else's copyrights. Now, here's the problem with this, and this is something that I've raised earlier, is that if you're writing, let's say, a review on the iPhone, there are literally 100 reviews out the day the iPhone is launched. So the day the iPhone is launched, there are literally 100 reviews at least that are published. And those early reviews, so many of these people have received the iPhone weeks before the iPhone was launched. They had the opportunity to spend time with it, to take photos of it. But because of the embargo, they were not able to put that on their website or even make a video about it. And so as soon as it's launched, these things go online. Now, if you sit down and you write a iPhone review like the next day after it's launched or 2 weeks after it's launched, there are already like 1 million articles out there about the iPhone. And so if you write something, Google just sees that as being, not useful compared to all the other articles that are out. And if you're using AI content, if you're using AI to generate that content, Google doesn't really care. You're still not going to rank because it's not useful. Now, this is as Google defines it. This is not how I define it. This is how Google defines helpful content. So it should be original. It can't be original because the iPhone was already launched, and it can't be useful because people have already read those reviews. So even if you write like my impressions of the iPhone after 2 weeks, it's still, there are already so many articles about that out there. So how does someone in the affiliate niche get past this? And this is something that I will discuss in this video. But by Google's definition, you can't use AI generated content to try and rank your content. So even if you're writing an iPhone review or anything else, or an affiliate review, even if you're writing website content, you can't use it. But there's a loophole to that. And this is if you look at the guidelines, Google says that we will reward high quality content, however it's produced. The caveat to that is that AI doesn't generate high quality content. And really the bar that's set for high quality content can be anywhere. And so it's beauty in the eyes of the beholder. So this bar can be set literally anywhere, and Google can change the bar and can move the bar. And so what's happening is, if you look at the search right now, it's only the very well-established websites that are ranking for all the high volume keywords. And so for someone who's just getting into affiliate marketing, who just wants to maybe sell a book, or someone who wants to sell a digital product, and your digital products with reviews, getting in has become literally near impossible because of Google's guidelines. And even if you were to write this content, according to Google, if you were to write this content manually, it will still not rank because it's not seen as helpful. And then you can just cut out all the low quality content. So if you outsource this to someone who's writing the content, who's in India or someplace else, and they're just a really cheap writer and they're not really good at what they do, your content is not going to rank. Now, but in many industries, I am seeing content that's ranking really well, that's very obviously AI generated. And how are they pulling this out? Well, they're pulling this off in more ways than one, and I'll go into that step by step here. So the first thing they're doing is that they're building domain authority, and the way they're doing it is they're building a whole host of backlinks. So they're going out there and they're literally buying backlinks, and they're doing outreach. They're just buying all of these backlinks, and they're building this domain authority. The second thing that they're doing is that they're generating this content. They would have someone write like the outline of the content, or they will write it themselves. They will put that into a AI generator, and the generator will fill out the content. Then they will quickly read through it, fix any grammatical issues, and publish the content with original pictures. Now, Google can't really tell. Now, Google says that we have spam brain that can tell whether the content is original or whether the content is spammy or not. But the fact is that in my testing, spam brain doesn't really work. I mean, spam brain filters out really great content as spam, and all the really awful content as being great content. The trick that they're using is that they have the great part of the content on the first paragraph. So the first paragraph is maybe human written, and it's really, really well written of their articles. The final 2 or 3 paragraphs are really, really well written and maybe human written. And then everything in the middle is just AI generated, but they have a human editor sit down and fix the content. And it is ranking really, really well, and you can argue with the figures. Now, the third thing that these people are doing is that they're building great internal links. And this is something I've been talking about lately a lot in my video. Google is looking at the relationship between your links. I'm not sure if many people watching this video are aware of entity. So entities, Google looks at entities. So if you've got entities on your website, and these entities are not keywords, these entities are clusters. So if you've got certain entities on your website, I might make a video about entities, by the way. So if there are enough people that comment and let me know that if they want me to make a video on entities, I'll make a video on entity and SEO. But to sum it up, if you've got these entities correctly placed on your website, Google understands what it's all about, and it's easier for it to rank it. And so even if you've got a whole lot of low quality content, but it's very well internally linked, it's got decent domain authority, and your description and your headline and your title are in line because Google is looking at your description and your title and your headline. Yes, they're not ranking factors per se, but they're part of you helping you rank. And so make sure that all of those things are in line. And so finally, before you go ahead and start publishing AI content, make sure that you have an author bio. Create that author persona, create that, and then link to it in the bio, and that will help you rank a lot of, in most cases, 80% of your AI generated content, provided that that content is originally, like it's written, it's well written, it's edited, and so you'll not have a problem ranking your AI content. So guys, I hope you found this video useful, and like and subscribe, and leave a comment below if you want to see a video on entity SEO, and I will make a video on that explaining how entity SEO is done, and I'll see you guys in the next video.